Imagine a world where the line between private spaceflight and government-led exploration blurs. Well, NASA just made headlines by selecting its newest astronaut class, a group that includes someone who's already orbited Earth as a SpaceX crew member. This marks a seismic shift in how we think about space travel. But here's where it gets controversial. Does hiring someone with commercial space experience signal a new era of collaboration? Or is it a sign that NASA is ceding ground to private companies? Let's dive in. On Monday, NASA unveiled its 2025 astronaut trainee class at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. Among the 10 selected, 4 men and 6 women, is a trailblazer, the first candidate to have completed an orbital mission before joining NASA. This isn't just a numbers game. These individuals will undergo 2 years of rigorous training, after which they'll be eligible for missions ranging from low Earth orbit to the moon, all in service of NASA's grand vision to send humans to Mars via the Artemis program. Acting NASA Administrator Sean Duffy, also the Secretary of Transportation, delivered a fiery speech at the ceremony. "We picked the best and the brightest, the most skilled, the most driven, the most ready to take on the unknown," he declared. His words weren't just motivational. They were a call to action, going back to the moon, not just to plant flags, but to stay. And from there, we'll push toward Mars and beyond. But what does staying on the moon actually mean? Was it a realistic goal or another chapter in the long history of unmet space ambitions? The selection process itself is a story worth unpacking. Out of over 8,000 applicants, NASA handpicked this diverse group after months of evaluations. For the first time in its 65-year history, the class has more women than men. The candidates include military officers, engineers, a physician, and scientists. Yet, the inclusion of a former SpaceX astronaut raises eyebrows. Should NASA prioritize experience from commercial ventures? Or does that compromise its independence? And this is the part most people miss. The Artemis program's success hinges on partnerships with companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and others. Is that a strength or a potential vulnerability? Vanessa Weich, director of the Johnson Space Center and NASA's Flight Operations team, also addressed the event, emphasizing the blend of tradition and innovation in this new era. As astronaut Kjell Lindgren introduced the candidates, one thing became clear. The future of space exploration is no longer just about national pride. It's about survival, discovery, and the audacity to venture where no human has gone before. But here's the question. Are we ready to trust private companies with the keys to the cosmos? Sound off in the comments below.